Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good afternoon. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Benintias. In here, I will present about the Middle English period. Historical background of Middle English period. The event that began the transition from Old English to Middle English was the Norman Conquest of 1066, when William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, and later William of England, invaded the island of Britain from his home base in northern France, and settled in his new acquisition along with his nobles and court. William crushed the opposition with a brutal hand and deprived the Anglo-Saxon earls of their property, distributing it to Normans and some English who supported him. The conquering Normans were themselves descended from Vikings who had settled in northern France about 200 years before. The very word Norman comes originally from Norsemen. However, they had completely abandoned their Old Norse language and wholeheartedly adopted French, which is a so-called Romance language, derived originally from the Latin, not Germanic branch of Indo-European, to the extent that not a single Norse word survived in Normandy. However, the Normans spoke a rural dialect of French with considerable Germanic influences, usually called Anglo-Norman or Norman French, which was quite different from the standard French of Paris of the period, which is known as Francian. The differences between these dialects became even more marked after the Norman invasion of Britain, particularly after King John and England lost the French part of Normandy to the King of France in 1204, and England became even more isolated from continental Europe. The Middle English period it is divided into four general ages. The first, the early period; the second, the 13th century; the third, the 14th century; and the last, the 15th century. The influence of French on English pertains mainly to its lexicon, but also to its syntax, grammar, orthography, and pronunciation. Most of the French vocabulary in English entered the language after the Norman conquest of England in 1066, when Old French, specifically the Old Norman dialect, became the language of the Anglo-Norman court, the government, and the elites. The period lasted for several centuries until the aftermath of the Hundred Years' War. However, English has continued to be influenced by French. The literary works of the Middle English: the first, poetry; the second, prose; and the last, drama. I think enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.